for example, even creating a show.
Yeah.
You know, good things take time, and this social media giving instant gratification is what should be questioned perhaps. Every day is it's a struggle to kind of achieve a balance, and you know, some days, like we say, you fail less, and some days you fail more.
So I think I'm just an escape artist. I just need to dive into something full time. So actually, I want to really entertain now. You know, that there's a lot of stuff you do for yourself, but a lot of that is gone from me.
And if I'm at home a lot and continuously and not working or working less, I'm unbearable. Because then I'm just interfering in every little thing at home, and I think I just annoy the shit out of everybody. I'm a great fan of analyzing and breaking down and unpacking generally, whatever is available to me. Because a person is not breaking down in a conventional way, does it mean that they are not feeling things? And firstly, I want to remind us all that we worked together before we had children. Like,
yes.
And it's a series, so you know, it's let's see. Maybe we won't talk about it yet because I'll get nervous.
Hi, welcome to Screen.
Thank
you, Devansh.
So you're coming up with your show, Search.
Yeah.
I watched the show, but what I really found interesting was this kind of a female gaze on it. I don't know how to put it, but it's not about, you know, guns and encounters like a lot of crime thrillers are.
Right.
It's a police procedural, but we see both schools. We see someone, you know, holding back and using their brains instead of their brawn. And someone just kind of, as the character puts it, trying to close the case instead of solving it. So I want to know that where does, you know, this conflict, so where does this come from? Does it come from, for the character, does it come from her gender? Does it come from her experience? Like where does it come from? Both of you.
Well, you start.
I think I would say that, you know, even the original Scandinavian, there was a Danish show, Forbid Elson, this dynamic was always there. This older, more restrained, perhaps a little more mature woman, and this bit of a rookie, upstart, cocky young officer. And actually that, in a way, was the most charming thing about the show. And I think many people reacted to that very odd kind of a chemistry that they had.
And that is such an essential part of being a hook for viewers. Is what to be actually our journey is these two people is going to give us. They're going to be taking us through it. So you have to enjoy their conflict, their different approaches. Because if they were both cut from the same cloth, then you don't need two characters.
That's right.
You
then
know?
it would be boring.
So in this case, we took this choice. It could well have been the other way, that she has a reputation for being hot-headed and this young guy wants to go by the book. You know, we just the original took this path, and it was fun, and it works. But I think with experience, you do mellow, you do probably and there is some references that there is a past that she is kind of paying a price for till today. So she knows what the consequences of being rash are, right? Which is a general thing about life, you know.
And the her home life, the fact that her own child, her married life, whatever, her mother, all
given
of that is
the whole
also
male
there.
female thing, feeling almost that she's kind of obliged to the husband at this point because he's kind of been taken a little bit of a backseat for her career, so she's on that borrowed time as well.
And it's nice to see a supportive husband also.
Yeah. So it just made for it. So I don't think it was. Yeah, gender is obviously one of the things there, but it's just mixed up nicely with experience, age, you know, just outlook, you know, all of that. That's why it's a fun show to do.
Yeah. Another refreshing instance was that a lot of these police procedurals, we see the police first go to the parents or the survivors and then tell them that, we will take care of this, we will get back to you, and don't worry about it. So there's a lot of moral support. But in this show, when one character does it and your character says that don't give them false hopes, like that's the first rule of the investigation. So what is the idea behind, like what is the character thinking there? Because it's so unique, and that you're not trying to be a hero, you're really trying to be a character.
A pragmatist.
See, again, it was written like that for me. So I was really just following that lead. But it just all fits in so nicely that I didn't even feel the need to question that, you know. Like sometimes it's like, you know, you're not, you don't understand something and you're, you know, you ask the director, you ask the writers, ki, oh, acha, why is this like this? Can I do it like this? But this just fell into place with her character. That she's not someone who, I mean, it seems like she's someone who under promises and over delivers, you know, and she's not going to give falsehood because she's not that kind of person. She wants to be thorough and investigate the whole thing properly, and only then, you know, it's not all about show at all for her.
Well, and that's again, that's good writing. Where on the other hand, Surya is cut from a different cloth. He's coming and he wants to prove himself, so he'll probably jump over things that she would think twice, right? So that, and again, that's very natural, youthful, dabang kind of, you know, attitude. And that's what makes the chemistry, is that having that. And there is, you've seen the shows, you know, there's a resolution to that as well, where they see each other's point of view at a certain point. But if you start from opposing point of views, you get to a synthesis later, right? So that's what's fun, that we can hit those notes, and that's what's going to keep hopefully the audience more engaged than just the whodunit. Is this okay? Whose way is going to win out? How are they going to get together and actually unfold this? You know,
we've seen it with landmark cases like the Delhi rape case, and then with Jessica Lal murder case, where there were a lot of protests saying that justice delayed is justice denied. But you know, this show again underlines that you need, if you're going through the protocol and you're going through, you know, a thorough investigation, then the justice may be a little denied or maybe a little delayed. So what's your take on that, as you know, not as characters but also as citizens?
No, but why is the justice delayed? I mean, that is also an important thing. Is it because one is doing the investigation properly, or is it that, I mean, repeatedly the date is getting cancelled, or, you know, things are not happening as efficiently because of whatever bureaucratic red tape or things like that, you know? So that also one has to examine. It's not just that it's delayed for no reason. It's delayed because you're going about it in a proper way, I think.
Yeah, no, but that I think the show reflects, I think, not just in India, but there's generally a tendency, there's the political repercussion to things. And then there's a pressure to put out those fires because it might have consequences. So that, and it's not particular to India, it's worldwide that these things happen. And so that's nice that we brought that, and the show is not at all political. It's not about X or Y or Z, and that's not the agenda of the show at all. But that is a reality. No matter which parties are there will always, people in power will have that influence on something, you know, and someone will want to take advantage of an opponent who's in that spotlight. So it's again this human nature to use things as an end to more power for in their category, and in that the cops get kind of pushed around. The victims' families may not see that justice because there are bigger forces, you know, and that's what I think audiences also enjoy, knowing that there are these connections that hopefully those strands kind of come together in a satisfying way, you know.
I also ask because it's, you know, it's the age of social media and we need everything instantly, but justice and thorough investigation takes time. So you can't.
Many good things take time, though. You know, like for example, even creating a show. You know, good things take time, and this social media giving instant gratification is what should be questioned, perhaps.
I know. I mean, you also brought it up when I asked you that why are you not directing, you know, more often, and you said that, you know, I'm taking my time.
Things take time, I said. That's very Surya Jay, like my character, like his character.
But also the question that the show asked is that can a working woman have it all? Because we see that happening, that the character is trying but can't really help it because she's torn between both, and both aren't really. They are both understanding, but not really, can't really help the case. So, have you also faced that, or do you also face that every day as an actor?
I always say this. I face it every day. Every day is it's a struggle to kind of achieve a balance, and you know, some days, like we say, you fail less, and some days you fail more. But that is an everyday thing. I think that, you know. Of course, for women, definitely. I do think it's a gender issue. But even for, I think, men who want to be very involved fathers or I don't know, single fathers, etc. Even for them to manage it all is very difficult for anybody, because nowadays we don't have like such
actually,
a sense of community.
No, and small bit that's come in is the there are many pros to the nuclear family, but there are also these pressures that increase when you lose. You see a little bit of the mother, even her. I love that relationship with, Coco and Madhuji. I think one of my favorite. It's such a small part of the show, but for me it completes, a big part of it. But we don't have that support system the way that so everything comes onto the parents, and out of the parents, obviously the mother so far has been by far the one who takes on even more of it. So it's something, and it's very easy to take for granted as well. On the other side, that I kind of am so thankful that my wife does so much to allow me to do this, but it's very easy to forget that on a day-to-day basis. So there's no
But it's
question.
refreshing to see that in Sayukta's case, she wants to make an effort, but we really see her in many ways without necessarily meaning to, but prioritizing the case. And of course it's maybe because it's come to a crucial point, or it's the things that are happening, the people that are involved. So she does, even though she wants to take the bigger step to save her marriage, there are in the short term she is going on putting that on the back burner, which is an unusual thing that to see, I think.
But again, that's a thing of passion and head and heart, because the heart, that's the razor's edge you want to walk, where you somewhere feeling that her heart is a cop, right? That is something she cannot hang up.
But we don't see that very often.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the joy of this for me is that, and that becomes a genuine dilemma. If in her heart of hearts that the thing she is, is on one level is a cop, then how fair is it, or whatever, So, and for me, probably one of my favorite scenes, this is one of the simplest things we shot in a sense, but the way it came out was lovely, was the phone call she has with her mother in the 5th or 6th episode. Just that moment for me, that was one moment, you just see it kind of expressed in such a simple, beautiful way, and that really completes it again for me, because it's not, then you're seeing where her dilemma is, and connecting even more and wanting her to figure this out, So,
but taking from what you said, that do you ever fear that you will cling too much on your work to define your identity, or how do you avoid that as an actor, as a director? Yeah, as personally.
No, I don't think so, because I mean, and the other way of looking at it is that one has then a very rich and fulfilling life with many different aspects to it. That it's not that I have to this work is the only thing that's defining my personality. In fact, for me, though, I feel like loved ones, family, children, even friends, and sense of community is very important to me. So I don't. And also just having a rich inner world, and having your own alone time. I feel like all of that is very important. So I'm not somebody who's only just hung up on work. Of course, that's a very important part of things. But I'm not like Sayukta in that sense, blinded by the case.
What
about you?
I think I'm definitely more prone to that, to finding a lot of meaning in that. And I notice that when I'm in between, then I'm more restless and less. And so I've become more aware of it, but I'm trying to take some steps to redefine that in a more balanced way. And weirdly, it's become another work, kind of completely different kind of work thing. So I think I'm just an escape artist. I just need to dive into something full time. But I think it's a very I don't know. Pertinent question, because it is, and I actually met another actor. I had a chance to meet a couple of wonderful actor, and she and I were just discussing the same thing and just saying what is it we're working for. She again said it so beautifully. You're just wondering, and you just take that thing. Okay, after all this, and you've achieved so much you wanted to. Now, what are you doing it for? Is definitely, and I think it's good to reflect and then rediscover. And for me, the answer is actually I want to really entertain now. That there's a lot of stuff you do for yourself, but a lot of that is gone from me, and I really now want to spend my time making things that can engage in different ways.
I find in my case that one thing enriches the other.
True.
Because if I'm it's a study in contrast, because having one thing gives the other more meaning in a way. And if I'm at
Totally.
home a lot and continuously and not working or working less, I'm unbearable, because then I'm just interfering in every little thing at home, and I think I just annoy the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
And I appreciate work quite much more, because I can like little bit keep the home stresses a little away, and so both become meaningful, I think.
Yeah, which is I think also what your character does in the show when the case has taken a little back seat and she goes back home and she's spying like she's solving a case, spying on her daughter like she's solving a case. And
My wife's favorite part of the promo.
And we've also
About
seen
the
it
selfies.
in Special Ops. If you've seen the show, that KK Menon's character is also spying on his daughter because his wife
Yeah.
tells him that, okay, please take care of your daughter also, and he's taking care, like that. His love language is that
Oh, no.
being protective.
Yeah, but I guess it's
Yeah.
it's a very natural urge.
Yeah.
I guess.
But how do you avoid that, your work life spilling into your personal life, like the nature of your work? Like as an actor, would you go to your friends or to your family and start analyzing them as characters? Does that ever happen? I mean, it's a tricky
I'm a
space.
great fan of analyzing and breaking down and unpacking generally, whatever is available to me.
No, I think it's fun because I think we inherently have become trained in understanding communication, right? So you, and the fun of what we're doing is, okay, Coco is saying something, she means something different. You know, and as a character. No, I'm saying the character, right? That's the fun of watching a
Right.
drama. She's hiding
Right.
what she's actually feeling. Her words
Which
say
the audience
something.
may be privy to.
Yeah, and the audience knows, and that's the fun of engaging with how we are making our things.
Yeah.
And then you start applying that in real life and say, okay, she's saying this, but actually, what do they actually mean? So it's a very fun tool to use because so much of it is told in non-verbal ways, which you otherwise may not, because our job is to keep thinking about it. Okay, what if you stand over there and do it? Or what if you sit down, fold your hair, whatever. These little things that then when you look at it, people, okay, then why they actually want to tell me something else? Let me try. So it's fun. And then sometimes you can perform that way to throw them off, so
Yeah. But
you're not buying this.
I know, I am buying it. I'm actually endlessly fascinated by human beings.
Yeah.
I mean, with a little break.
Yeah, that's something that
But,
so I look at this as a good way to research
Yeah.
and that becomes good research for real
Yeah.
for real work as well.
as you said, one enriches the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the cold-bloodedness of this show, like in terms of the investigation, kind of reminded me of Talwar, which I think completed 10 years just last week.
That's right.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And again, your character obviously is not the investigator, but because she's following the Rashomon format, so she's actually like an actor that, okay, I'm just supposed to do this, do that in the film. And she's not really, we don't see her getting vulnerable. So I just want to know, what was your brief for that character from Meghna? Like, does she say, please don't emote at all? Or what was it like?
First, it was 10 years
10
ago.
years-
So first, disclaimer.
Yeah.
But little bit we did try to kind of follow, like for me personally, whatever I did see of that real life character, because we're also, it's so much what is written, because there are no scenes as such which are showing her breaking down as such or showing her vulnerabilities. And just because a person is not breaking down in a conventional way, does it mean that they are not feeling things? So how are we trained to view things, like even when the conventions of watching films, it's like, we manipulate our audiences, obviously. I mean, even in books and even otherwise, like you build things up a certain way to show a certain thing, but that's not necessarily true, like that's a superficial thing. Like just because she's, we often saw that character interacting with the media, interacting with other family members, or interacting with the cops. So maybe she's not being so vulnerable and breaking down, and then are you judging her? So those kind of things were there. Yeah.
When we met at Metro in the No Junket, Anurag Basu, I don't know if he said it in jest or meant it, that it was a little difficult to direct Konkona this time.
What nonsense. Not at all. He was only joking.
Because she's a director now. Did you
He was just
feel that?
teasing me.
Or did you just see any changes, any
Not at all.
evolution?
Rohan?
No, I mean, no, I didn't. Not in that way at all. It's hard to. it is.
Is she a very detached actor?
It's so natural with Coco. I can't explain to you how.
We
you
were
know,
only doing puzzles. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, we were. And firstly, I want to remind us all that we worked together before we had children. Like,
Yes, so
right? And our children are
2008
teenagers now.
They had this mad idea, and one of the things audiences don't see enough of is she's one of the most fun comic actors I've ever
get
worked
to
with.
it.
And he's always using
That's
me
my
like that.
last-
In fact,
Yeah.
this was unusual, like
Yeah.
side hero or even
Yeah,
President is Coming, which when we
So
worked together
that's
in
how
the past.
we luckily got to start working together 15, 17 years ago. And but it was just like slipping back into, just this becomes an amazing excuse to spend time together.
Yeah.
That part of it was just such a great bonus on this. And no, I think she just asked the absolute right questions, and then there's a clarity that comes in, and then a lot of it, like one of the lovely little touches, we're just talking about the look and all, and she said, okay, and she brought her dad's jeans that she wears, and that kind of set the thing for, so that's a small thing and it's a huge thing.
Where did
And
that
that's-
come from? The
So
idea?
that's again an instinct.
I
It's a
don't
director's
know.
instinct, maybe.
Nicely tied in back to that. Well done. But basically, no, because I'm basically an actor.
Yeah.
I've been acting for most of my career. I've hardly directed very much.
and-
So I'm not at all questioning anything directorially.
Yeah, no, but directing is a very strange thing. I remember Sriram Ravi's great story. He met someone, he wanted like completely non-film kind of thing. He's having a drink, and the guy says, "What do you do?" I say, "I'm a director." So he says, "Are you directing today?" So what is directing? So that's so I want to make that a T-shirt.
Are you directing?
I'm not directing today, please.
Are you directing anytime soon?
I don't know. I'm in talks, but let's see. If things
I've
keep
heard,
changing.
which is why I'm asking.
Yeah, but it's still a while away. So and things do keep changing. And
People at the
shifting.
studio are very excited about it. I met some.
Oh
some
yeah,
folks, yeah.
how
so
nice.
so
yeah.
now you have to.
I have to. I'm also excited, but I'm always a little kind of apprehensive about the whole thing. And I mean,
Yeah, of course. There's so many things that have to.
and it's a series, so it's. Let's see. Maybe we won't talk about it yet because I'll get nervous.
But it must have been a nice change to do it after Criminal Justice. That's also like a procedural, but Pankaj Tripathi's character is so much fun. As
Always, as ever.
like he was in
So lucky.
your film.
Yeah.
So
It's again, it's a thing set in Bombay, and yet we managed to give it a different complexion. So I inherently, the commonality is both, I think, are much richer because it's not just a whodunit, right? Which I think really, for a wider audience and for me anyway, I enjoy that, where you get to see relationships and secrets, and you want to your curiosity builds through that. And there, Pankaj is of course the kind of focal point here. You've got this nice tandem, which again creates a different dynamic, and so it's great fun to. I keep saying in all these shows, the central actor or actors play such a huge part off screen as well, because it's not just obviously it's crazy the pressure on actors, because you're doing 7-8 pages a day and all kinds of crazy kind of very little time to execute, so everyone's going to be bang on. It's like the whole, like the lovely old Bollywood orchestra, they're ready with their violin and they have to come and play. But that's how it is. You don't have time for someone to figure out things
That's true.
when you're
On
working.
set.
Yeah. So and she's obviously good with that, but also she is making the teenagers comfortable. That's as much part of it. And Pankaj does that. I'm saying, so that setting the tone, making people feel included and contributing, I think that really is where these actors really are worth their weight in gold, is in helping the director, the production, everyone get things done, and usually not with too much stress. And of course, I think she and I also share some gallows humor. So you're doing all this stuff, but you will be cracking your jokes on the
Many
side.
times the director sets the tone, by and large. So, he's not taking credit, but I would like to point out that Rohan I love working with him. Of course, we're friends even otherwise, and we've known each other for very many years. We're very comfortable. We share a similar sense of humor, etc. And also, there's a certain kind of a relaxed feel, definitely, that
No,
Rohan
but
brings
it's
to a
selfish.
set.
I want the best to come out. So if people are stressed, that invariably it
Yeah.
drops the.
So he's not a person usually who's like shouty. Unless-
very short, rapid spikes at background.
Strategically.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I want to leave on a note of manifestation and just say that you were so good in Metro in the comic parts, especially.
Thank you.
And I've always enjoyed your comedy. Even I remember Aja Nachle was so
Yeah.
much fun.
So long
And
ago,
you
yeah.
share a sense of humor. You told me the last time you want to do more comedies,
Yes,
comedy
100%.
shows. So let's do one together.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
do one together. Come.
Done.
Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Devansh. That was a fun
Yeah.
interview.